All right. Hi, welcome to the Better Mind Center's YouTube channel. For those of you who are new here, the Better Mind Center is a group of mind-body-oriented therapists and coaches helping clients recover from chronic pain, anxiety, and depression. We are so excited to be with you for our Troubleshooting Your Technique series. In this series, we'll dive deeper into traditional mind-body recovery tools. We will share new perspectives and techniques for you to try during your recovery journey. And my name is Bernice.
I'm Valentina. Hi.
Today, we will be talking about meditation. And I'm so excited to be with you here today.
I'm so excited to be here and talk about meditation and all the good things.
I know. Man, I feel like, meditation is such a beast. It's always talked about as like something that is so helpful and all of that. And we'll get into all of the things as to why it can be helpful. But I think it's really nice to just kind of have a bit of an awareness of what is meditation in general. And I always like to tell my clients that meditation is this like dedicated practice to reaching mindfulness, which is like a state of being. But overall, it's like this purpose of meditation is to really incorporate different techniques. And you'll see during some of our examples that we'll get to share how like different they can be, to really get our mind to focus on something, to get a little bit of clarity and calmness in our body as well. And then overall kind of allow for our brain to unlearn certain patterns and thoughts that we tend to have often as well.
Yes, I love that, Bernice. And to add on to that, I wanted to just say, like, there's this idea that meditation, I think, has to look like, monk on a hill, or I'm zenning out, sitting cross-legged, and it doesn't have to be that way. It can be that way, and that's great. But it's really about, like you said, this present moment awareness and this really focusing in on whatever is happening with a sense of detachment and with a sense of acceptance around what is happening. So it can look like washing your dishes with awareness, present moment awareness. It can look like cooking a meal. It can look like taking a walk. It can look like so many different things. It doesn't have to be this like sitting cross-legged stillness. And it can be if you want it to be. It gets to be all of it.
I love that you're labeling it that it can be literally anything. And I think with meditation in general, it's giving yourself the permission to pick any random time to take care of yourself, to slow down, to be able to have this awareness of a grounded state. And that grounded state can be in movement too, as much as it is in stillness. And so I think it's just really kind of creating your variability of how you want to implement meditation as well. So I love that you're naming that it can be done literally at any point in your day too.
Absolutely. And I think that also helps to take the pressure off of this idea of meditation being this kind of scary or overwhelming thing. I hear a lot with clients like, I'm not a meditator. I'm never going to be a meditator. I can't meditate. I'm doing it wrong. And this brings me to this idea that meditation, and you have to have no thoughts when you meditate, right? That is absolutely not true. You're going to have thoughts. That's what the brain does. That's what the mind does. It has thoughts. And it's about watching the thoughts and creating awareness around the thoughts and finding little bits of space, whether that's a half a millisecond or maybe a minute, right? Finding that space. And as you meditate and practice more and more, that space starts to grow and that space starts to lengthen, and you start to notice when you are not in that space of mindfulness. Yes.
I love that you're mentioning that because the whole purpose of meditation is not to be, I know that this is to be clear-minded, yes, but that doesn't mean clear of thoughts, because I don't think anyone is really capable of having zero thoughts at any point in their mind. Like their mind is constantly going. And I think the whole purpose of meditation too is to be able to kind of just be present with those thoughts, not engaging with them, not fighting with them, and being able to recognize. And this is all I know comes with practice, because at the beginning, I mean, even for myself, if I'm having like a really heightened day of just like anxiety, it feels like these thoughts are kind of going in a conveyor belt, like I Love Lucy style, where I'm trying to shove them all in this like bag, and I just can't because they're coming at me so fast. But like, it's just being able to recognize, okay, I can slow down the conveyor belt and just see that they're going. They'll be nicely packaged, waiting for me when I'm done, and I can choose what I want to do with them at the end of this too. But like being able to, again, just kind of coexist with our thoughts and just kind of letting them pass by, rather than actually fully like colluding with the thought or engaging 100% with the thought too.
Yeah. And I love the conveyor belt. It really resonates with me. And the fast-paced conveyor belt. And I love that. It's just slowing it down so that we can see what is coming through the conveyor belt and what is moving through us at the moment. And I also love that you talked about like the acceptance around the feeling and how that allows for distance versus kind of getting intertwined and attached to the emotion or the thought, or colluding with that. Because when we try to shove things away and say, no, I can't be thinking this, or no, I can't be feeling this, it's just going to get louder and louder and louder in the long run, right? And so I think that's another amazing part of meditation, is it allows us to practice creating space for uncomfortable feelings or thoughts and not attaching to them, but rather observing them.
I love that. Yes, 100%. Being able to differentiate when our thoughts, they're in that fast conveyor belt, it feels really dangerous. But if we slow them down, we recognize there is no danger here, but rather it feels uncomfortable. And that when we can kind of shift even our attention from danger to discomfort, it feels easier to just be in like, okay, this does feel uncomfortable, but that may even continue to kind of decrease even more so. And that decrease can then go into neutrality, or even just calmness around the discomfort that we're feeling, and knowing that it's going to pass.
Yes. And I love that distinction you made too, Bernice, with this moving from danger to discomfort. And I think that also ties into this idea of practicing meditation when we are feeling danger, and also when we're just feeling uncomfortable, so that when we are in that danger zone, it allows us to the brain to more easily flow into the path of discomfort instead of staying in danger for that amount of time.
Exactly. Yeah. And that just reminded me a little bit of like what I see a lot in my clients sometimes too, when they practice mindfulness, or not mindfulness, meditation, that there's already like such a heightened sense of awareness of what their body is doing, right? But it's really gravitating to that specific area in their body that they're feeling the burning sensation, a tingling sensation, or a sharp pain, or pain in general, really. And it's that heightened awareness. And so they're like, oh, well, I'm doing meditation and it's not helping for me because it's not doing anything. And I'm like, okay, let's take a breath. Let's even just kind of bring a little bit of awareness to like the tone in which we're saying that we're practicing meditation. And I'm like, and it's very focused and dedicated to this one specific area of our body. And can we kind of pull out from that into like bigger picture of what's happening too? I'm curious, what are some things that you see with your clients when they're trying to practice this?
Yeah, I think that intensity speaks to, neuroplastic pain generally. I'm saying this as someone who also had neuroplastic pain, and this intensity to which we are practicing meditation, the intensity to which we are trying to fix it and get rid of it instead of being with it, right? And again, it's not easy. We have to practice that, and we can practice in little chunks, right? But as we start to realize, actually find a little bit more space in the body to focus on and pull back, it can create a sense of safety for us and ease. I think I also notice this intensity of, okay, it has to look this way and I have to do it for this amount of time, or I'm doing it wrong, or I'm bad, or it's not good enough, right? This wrapping into this idea that we have to be perfect at meditation. I have to sit up straight. I have to, whatever it is, right? Whatever this idea of what it is to meditate, and reminding yourself you can be in bed, you could be lying down, you could put your hands on your heart, take a few deep breaths. You're meditating. Thoughts come racing in. You come back to your breath. You come back to center. You're meditating. And I think there's this overarching theme of, again, being hard on yourself that you're not doing it right. So I like to really focus on, you're doing it right. You're human. This is perfect. You're great.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I love that you're mentioning too that there is no right way to do it, because I think that's like the biggest thing with meditation is that there is no right way to do it. Everyone has their own different style of what they're implementing it. And for the most part, I feel like a lot of people already have some of these practices of meditation. We just don't label it, right? So we don't know that we're already taking care of ourselves day to day, like whether it's like brushing our hair, we can slow that down. Where we're taking a shower, we can slow that down. And like putting on your socks, like feeling the texture of your you're right, feeling anything. And I think it's just like being able to kind of name some of these things that we are already doing for ourselves, and like that we're doing it at any, oh my God, we're doing it all the time. It's just a matter of kind of recognizing when it is that we're doing it. And it's just like this simple like mental connection that we make, like, oh, I am already doing it. And that already starts to feel different in our bodies too, rather than just going through the motion of something and not really acknowledging what it is that we're doing.
Exactly. And I love that, because it's like you could also sit for 20 minutes every day and not really be meditating because you're just like so rigid and you're like, I got to do this right? And that is actually the antithesis of what we want, which is to create space and opening for yourself. So I
love it. All right. How do you feel about kind of stepping into a bit of some practices?
Let's do it. Okay, so I'm gonna guide you through, Bernice, a super simple way to, if you want to practice sitting meditation and you want to practice like this idea of this typical stillness within meditation, something really simple. And what I recommend is doing it first thing in the morning, before you grab your phone, before you do anything, because the mind is going to be the clearest at that point, right? Without as much stimuli. So it's going to be easier to get into that flow earlier in the day.
That is going to be a practice in itself, because I already reach for my phone first thing in the morning.
Yes,
I'm just like, what emails do I need to respond to?
Exactly. Like, I really get it. Alarm clocks are amazing. Keeping the phone in a different place is really good, but it's still so hard. I still go up, get my phone, and like scrolling Instagram. So yes, that in and of itself is difficult. But I'm gonna guide you through just one simple technique of finding a mantra and just repeating that mantra. So it'll be really, really simple, really easy. We'll do it for like 3 minutes. And I suggest for people to start at 3 minutes, move up to 5, then to 9 or 10, and then kind of just incrementally move up. because I think starting with a long sit is going to be a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
Some days it's overwhelming for me, just sitting for a long time. I can't do it, but 2 minutes, 3 minutes is great.
I'm ready.
Okay, so when you're ready.
Okay. Do I close my eyes?
Close the eyes. Okay. Yes, close the eyes. And if closing the eyes doesn't feel safe, you can just simply open the eyes and gaze gently at something. So with this kind of almost like a glazed over relaxed state. Yeah, so either way.
Okay. I'm in.
Good. And then I just want you to take a deep inhale into the body. Hold the breath at the top. And then open the mouth and really sigh it out. And then I want you to put your hands somewhere on your body. You can put one hand on your heart and the other hand on your heart. I like that. Or even on your belly. And then I just want you to take a second here and just feel the heart beating. Feel the belly rising and falling. Good. And then I just want you to repeat this mantra out loud a few times. And then we're going to repeat it in our heads. And the mantra is just going to be Om, 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 Om. So if you can join in with me. Om, Om. And as you're doing this, I want you to really focus on the spot, your third eye center. Om, Om, Om. And then just continue that, but you can start to get more quiet and more quiet and more quiet. Good. Om, until it's just saying it to yourself. And this is just the anchor. Or just anchoring in. If the mind wanders, that's okay. Let it wander. And just come back to repeating Om, 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 Om. And again, if the thoughts come in, it's okay. It's great. Come back to the mantra. Just returning back to the mantra. And then just let that go. Come back to the breath. Feel the heart beating in the chest. Just feel the inhales coming in through the nose. Just sighing it out. When you're ready, coming back, opening the eyes. Great. How was that for you? How do you feel?
That was so nice. When you said at the end to like open my eyes, I was not ready for that transition to death. But my body feels so calm right now. The practice of the felt very even like a current through my body too, which was really nice, just to kind of have like this gentle flow, as if someone was hitting a gong, and it was just like flowing through me, and that felt so nice right now. Thank you for that.
Wonderful. You're so welcome. And it can be any word. Like if you don't like the word or doesn't feel good, you can even just do a buzzing and focusing in on that third eye center. It's basically the sound is to activate the attention to that area. So that is where the kind of goes to. So it could be just a buzzing for people listening. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I love that. Thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome.
I feel like jello right now.
Yay! Makes me so happy.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, my practice that I wanted to share with you is one that kind of lends itself into focusing into the five senses.
Awesome.
And we can pick one or two different senses: sight, smell, hearing, taste, or touch. And what I love about that is that, again, it's accessible at any point. And one of the things that you shared early on was like maybe for just doing the dishes, right? I love that example because I use that as my way of kind of meditating. And we can do it at any point too. So it's just kind of focusing on like the sun, the soap, as how gently or how quickly you're kind of scrubbing a plate, the weight on the other one that's not really doing anything other than just holding, to kind of like leaning into focusing on those senses. Or it can be like if you're folding clothes, again, feeling the warmth of the clothes when they just came out of the dryer, how it feels to kind of like iron out with your hands as you're kind of folding it nicely. Or if you're at the grocery store, this is one of the things I love to practice, usually when I'm at Costco, because there's tons of stimuli happening. You smell all the sounds, you hear all the people. But being able to just kind of stand with my feet shoulder width apart, hold on to the cart, and just kind of bring your attention inward into what you're touching, how it feels to just stand there. And then being able to maybe close your eyes just slightly or gaze at what you have in your cart and just pick up all those scents. Maybe focus on two or three different scents and see what is it that comes up for you. And then maybe you smell the food, maybe you smell lotion, whatever it is, and just kind of picking up all those different scents can be like a really good way of kind of slowing down your body. And again, using your space wherever it is that you're at. And it doesn't have to be like this sitting stillness place. So you get to create your stillness in that moment. Yeah.
I love that, Bernice. It's so helpful. And I love what you just said about you get to create your own stillness wherever you are. And I think that is really the essence of meditation and the essence of practicing this is creating your own stillness, whatever is around you.
Yes, exactly.
Whatever's happening. Yeah.
I hope these are all really wonderful like techniques and someone can implement for themselves and show themselves a bit of kindness too.
Yeah, wonderful.
Great.
So fun.
I know. Well, thank you again so much for being here with me.
And thank you, Bernice.
Yes. And I just want to thank everyone again for joining us. If you are looking for one-on-one support or would like to stay connected, please reach us at bettermindcenter.com or at better.with.christy on Instagram, or subscribe to our channel, to which other videos. The links are also down below. All right, until next time, thanks and
bye guys.